Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
Sister Wives, Kody Brown has finally reached out to make amends with some of his older children. Is it too late? Sister Wives season 19 star Kody Brown had a tumultuous relationship with many of his children, but there are signs the family could be healing. The thought of how far the Brown family has fallen over the years is depressing. They seemed like such happy people when the adored unscripted series premiered in 2010. They presented an image of a functional polygamous family instead of what is often depicted on film and television. Back then, the Browns all lived under the same roof, in a multiplex in Utah, and they seemed happy. By the time Sister Wives season 19 aired, everything had changed for Kody and his family. At his peak, Kody had 4 wives and 18 children. Starting in 2021, 3 of Kody's 4 wives have walked away from the marriage and the plural family. Not only did Kody find himself in a monogamous marriage with his 4th wife, Robyn Brown, but many of his older children were barely speaking to him. Though Kody has stubbornly refused to make amends with his children over the last few years, he recently took a big step in starting the healing process. Kody was close to his children growing up. When audiences met the Brown family in 2010, they were living different lives. They lived in a large complex in Utah that was built by a polygamist, with polygamists in mind. The large home had multiple apartments where each wife could run her household with her children. Kody would travel from family to family, but he got to see all of his children every day. Everything changed after the Browns left Utah and moved into multiple homes. They'd never live under the same roof again. Once they lived in multiple homes, Kody stopped seeing all of his children every day. Over time, the homes got farther apart, so the family got together less often. At one point, the Browns took over multiple homes on a cul-de-sac, which seemed like the perfect setup, but the arrangement didn't last. The Browns moved around a lot, and every season of Sister Wives seemed to find them in multiple new homes. At different points, Sister Wives was filmed in Utah, Arizona, and even Las Vegas. The Sister Wives stars eventually bought a large plot of land in Arizona that they intended to develop. The idea that each wife would build a home, and, eventually, their children could someday build their own homes. It was a beautiful idea, but it never became a reality. The Browns fell apart long before they could ever build on the land at Coyote Pass. After many years of sitting there undeveloped, the Browns' Arizona land recently sold at a large profit. How COVID divided the Brown family apart. In 2010, Kody married Robyn and added her and her 3 children from her first marriage to the mix. The couple would go on to have 2 of their children. The new wing of the family changed the overall dynamic of the group. With so many more children needing Kody's attention, the Sister Wives season 19 patriarch had less and less time for his older children. This led to an enormous amount of resentment. It all came to a head when the COVID-19 pandemic swept the globe in 2020. The Brown family was already in trouble when COVID-19 came along. The pandemic exposed existing rifts. Different households had varying opinions on risk tolerance, and Kody was the most risk-averse, so he would go for long periods without seeing his older children. The issue came between Kody and several of his sons, whom he accused of not being cautious enough. He even skipped Isabel Brown's scoliosis surgery because he was too afraid to travel. When the holidays came around, Kody and Robyn refused to see family members unless they followed strict COVID rules, which included wiping down groceries, changing clothes when entering the house, and leaving mail outside for 24 hours. When several of his older children couldn't follow his viral mitigation rules, Kody refused to see them on Thanksgiving and Christmas. The pandemic caused the family to split up for the first time over the holidays. It was the beginning of the end for the Browns. 3 divorces tore the Browns apart. COVID triggered Kody's 3rd wife, Christine Brown, to walk away. She'd been unhappy, but once Kody and Robyn refused to see his other wives, Christine realized she'd be better off leaving. They'd been married for 27 years and had 6 children together. Kody's 2nd wife, Janelle Brown, left him a year later after 29 years of marriage and 6 children. Kody's first wife, Mary Brown, was the last to walk away. She left in 2022 after 32 years of marriage and one child. Kody recently spent time with his older children. During a recent episode of Sister Wives Season 19, Kody revealed that he recently got together with Christine's children in Utah. Kody hasn't kept in touch with any of his other children besides Michael T. Brown. Kody said 2 of his sons, from another mother, were there. This could mean Janelle's sons, Logan Brown, Hunter Brown, or Gabriel Brown. After losing contact with many of his children, it's great that Kody is finally starting to make amends. Sister Wives Leon Brown's partner, Audrey Chris in horrible accident. Sister Wives star Meri Brown has been silent about her transgender child, Leon Brown. Leon tied the knot with Audrey Chris on October 29, 2022. Since then, the two have shared their journey as a married couple online. However, the sudden inactivity of Leon and Audrey piqued the interest of many individuals. But many were surprised when Leon's partner, Audrey, returned on social media to share the horrible accident they suffered. Read on to find out what took place. Sister Wives, how are Leon Brown and Audrey Chris? Leon hasn't appeared in the reality show for quite some time. The Sister Wives star is last updated. Leon was a program manager. Leon uses social media as a platform to spread awareness about transgender people. Leon's IG bio also states that they're a writer. Audrey doesn't share much about their career. But Audrey enjoys taking photographs with Leon. The married couple currently lives in Denver, Colorado. They don't have a child at the moment, but they're currently raising multiple dogs. Leon's partner Audrey suffered a horrible accident. Audrey Chris recently took to social media to share new photos with Leon Brown. The two shared some of their activities over the past few weeks, hanging out with their friends and supporting a local bookstore. But what caught the attention of many was Audrey's crutches. Some Sister Wives fans even took to the comments section to ask what happened, and Audrey quickly responded, saying, "I ruptured my Achilles tendon playing soccer." It's unclear how long Audrey has been injured. But a ruptured Achilles usually takes 4 to 6 months of recovery, depending on how bad it was. Meanwhile, several commenters were happy to see Audrey and Leon again after their long IG absence. Sister Wives, Leon Brown still mourning Garrison's passing. One of Leon Brown's last IG posts was an emotional message about how heartbreaking 2024 was for them. According to the Sister Wives star, grief became the center of their world since Garrison's passing. They lost a lot of people, but they also got back in touch with some of them who they never thought they would see again. Leon also uses the heartbreaking experiences to heal and give importance to every person around them. Leon added, "I am definitely doing it slow. Here's to more, real, community care, mutual everything, believing in abundance, and really feeling our griefs, individual and collective." Sister Wives star Kody Brown has always portrayed himself as a man devoted to his family, but viewers of the long-running TLC series have seen a different story unfold in recent years. With the unraveling of his polygamist marriage structure and the disintegration of many familial bonds, it has become increasingly apparent that Kody's relationships with his older children have been under immense strain. Yet, in the latest season, signs have emerged that Kody is attempting to mend some of these broken ties. The question is, are his efforts coming too late? A once harmonious family now fragmented. When Sister Wives debuted in 2010, it introduced audiences to a unique family setup, one husband, 4 wives, and a growing brood of children all living in harmony under one roof. The Browns' life in a Utah multiplex was organized, functional, and filled with what appeared to be love and mutual respect. Viewers were intrigued by how the Browns defied conventional portrayals of polygamy, offering an alternative vision of cooperation and cohesion. As the years went by, however, the family unit began to falter. Relocations, shifting priorities, and emotional disconnections chipped away at the family's unity. From Utah to Las Vegas to Flagstaff, each move further diluted the strong bonds that had once seemed unbreakable. The fracture begins: separate homes, separate lives. The dream of a united Brown family started to slip away when they left Utah. No longer under one roof, Kody and his wives lived in separate houses, and the family began to drift apart. Though the Las Vegas cul-de-sac offered a brief glimmer of hope with all 4 wives living close by, it wasn't a permanent solution. As the Browns relocated to Arizona and began planning for their dream homes on Coyote Pass, they hoped it would be a reset, but it wasn't. Living apart made it difficult for Kody to maintain daily contact with all 18 of his children. He began to spend more time with Robyn and her children, whether by necessity, preference, or circumstance. Slowly but surely, his older children began to feel abandoned. The impact of COVID-19, a catalyst for collapse. COVID-19 exacerbated the already fragile dynamics within the Brown family. Kody's strict pandemic protocols, set primarily for the sake of Robyn and her children, created significant rifts. Older children who disagreed with the severity of his restrictions were cut off. Notably, Kody missed his daughter Isabel's spinal surgery, citing COVID concerns. That absence left a lasting scar. For holidays in 2020 and 2021, Kody only spent time with the family members who agreed to adhere strictly to his rules. This meant that many of his older children, particularly from Christine and Janelle's families, were left out. Kody's enforcement of these rules was viewed by many in the family as favoritism toward Robyn and her children. The divorces that followed. Christine was the first wife to officially leave Kody in 2021. Fed up with being ignored and marginalized, she packed her bags and moved to Utah. Her decision was a watershed moment for the family and signaled the collapse of the plural marriage. Janelle followed in 2022. Always fiercely independent, she had maintained a somewhat separate life already, but Kody's growing estrangement from their children, especially the boys, was the final straw. When Kody demanded respect from sons like Gabriel and Garrison but offered little in return, Janelle knew it was time to walk away. Mary was the last to depart, ending her spiritual marriage with Kody in 2023. Her decision was years in the making, the culmination of emotional neglect and the infamous catfishing scandal. Kody's relationship with his older kids, a long road back. The damage done over the last few years is extensive. Many of Kody's older children have publicly expressed frustration or sadness about their fractured relationships with their father. Garrison and Gabriel, in particular, have been vocal about feeling abandoned. Hunter, Logan, and Paydon have also distanced themselves. Still, there's hope. In a recent episode of Season 19, Kody shared that he had spent time with Christine's children in Utah. This was a significant development given that, aside from Michael T., he has had limited contact with them. Kody also mentioned that 2 of Janelle's sons were present, suggesting a thawing of tensions. Is it too late? The answer to whether Kody's efforts to reconcile are too late is complicated. On one hand, it is never truly too late to seek forgiveness or healing. Families, even those with deeply embedded conflict, can grow closer again with time, effort, and genuine repentance. On the other hand, years of neglect, favoritism, and poor communication have taken their toll. For many of Kody's children, trust must be rebuilt from the ground up. They don't just need apologies, they need consistent action. They need to see a father who is willing to invest in them not only as a public relations move for the show, but as a heartfelt desire to be present and accountable. A public family healing privately. Because the Brown family has lived much of their lives in the public eye, Kody's attempts to repair relationships will inevitably be scrutinized. Skeptics may argue that his change of heart is performative, especially as Sister Wives continues to air and ratings matter. But even if Kody's motivations are complex, the impact of his actions still matters. If he's sincere, he has a long journey ahead. Healing will require Kody to acknowledge the hurt he's caused, not defensively, but openly. He will need to engage with each of his children individually, listening to their grievances and taking responsibility. Robyn's role in Kody's disconnect. An unavoidable aspect of this situation is Robyn Brown's role in the breakdown of Kody's family dynamic. Whether intentionally or not, Robyn has been at the center of many decisions that alienated the other wives and their children. Kody's perceived favoritism toward Robyn and her kids fostered resentment. For healing to truly occur, Robyn may also need to be part of the conversation. That doesn't mean she must take the blame, But she does need to recognize how her presence and relationship with Kody impacted the larger family dynamic. Transparency and humility from both Robyn and Kody could go a long way in showing their older children that change is real. The role of therapy and rebuilding trust. Given the depth of the emotional wounds, professional therapy could help facilitate healing. Family counseling might allow Kody and his children to express themselves in a neutral setting. While some Brown children, like Leon or Paydon, may never fully reconcile with Kody, others might be open to trying, especially if guided by a therapist. Rebuilding trust also means being